Okay, and what about, oh, is that the seat now? So this is just a demonstration of agility, I'm guessing?
So here the boats are just doing a drive-by to show you the capabilities of the boat. If you look at the all-weather lifeboat, it sits a bit heavier in the water and doesn't move around so much. Being on the rib is a much more dynamic ride. As you can see, the boat gets flowing around a little bit more, even in this slight shock. The key is to read the sea. Anyone can drive the lifeboat by pushing their throttle forward. The further forward you push the throttle, the bigger the smile, but the faster you go. But the skill set is reading the sea. If you drive that boat flat out everywhere and hit waves at the wrong angle, you are going to make it a very risky ride. So the key in a knowledge of input to like all along there.
Okay, we've got a casualty in the water.
So Sidmouth independent lifeboat has just got a crew member over the side of their boat to act and simulate a casualty. So if we watch the casualty, or crew member will remain in the sea and then will come and get picked up by one of the lifeboats, and you'll be able to see how the lifeboat picked the crew member up.
So who's in command of the all-weather now? Who's calling the shot to see if one comes into position?
So on the all-weather lifeboat there will be a helmsman, probably a coxswain. Now the coxswain is in charge, but the coxswain doesn't always drive the boat. The helm will be driving. So they will be operating under the direction of the coxswain, and they will look at the way and the direction of the wind and the sea and the waves and the shock, and they will put into the casualty based on that. They will have people looking out at the casualty, directing the vessel, and they will pick the casualty up.
Great to see you all engaged with this fantastic stuff, and an easy day for these guys at the moment, but now we see just how tricky it is. Is that that little cradle you were talking about just now? Just coming out over the side?
So off the stern of your lifeboat you will see the crew gathered. They have a drop and they'll be lowering that into the water for a conscious casualty. The casualty can grab onto the drop and the crew can pull them in. Now we're very, very lucky in this country to have such an amazing lifeboat service scattered all the way around our coastline. If you were in trouble anywhere along our coast, then a lifeboat is going to be coming to help you very, very quickly. If you were in trouble on this coast, one thing, the most important thing I can say today is if you need help along our coastline or in the sea or you see someone in trouble, if you dial 999 and ask for the Coast Guard, they will do everything in their power to gather as
the little blue and white one as well, and is toying between the two. Throughout this whole demonstration, this is all about energy management. It is about using not just the power of the engine, but also the speed and height, converting that height into extra energy, particularly going out. We're coming out of that upside down as well, and now pushing, using rudder around an inverted circle in the sky. Rolling it as it comes out, putting extra D9 around the seafront at the moment. Imagine somebody pressing on you 5, 6, 7 times your body weight and then trying to move your arms and legs at the same time. It is very, very difficult indeed. So he warms up at high altitude, going through a few maneuvers. Every time he puts the stick down there like he does, diving down towards the sea, building up energy, and then that gives him the momentum to go around and do a series of stick rolls now, turns, in fact he's going over the top, rolling it off the top. Bit of inverted bind, legging not much you can do about that, all the blood is rushing to your head, making your eyes go very, very blue. Top of this tree, he spent a lot of time developing his own aircraft as well. A little hanger up at Stanton near Gloucester, is where he does all his work, but he's not flying for a commercial airline during the week. Back early in the morning, however, he had an airport career before taking this sporting activity on. And he has DNA flying in his blood. His father was a very well-known hunter display pilot. And Richard himself was on the front lines with flying tornadoes for many years. Holding it up now, and look at that, he's just allowing the airspeed to run before then tumbling in, almost going tail over engine and letting it come down before now converting it under full control. Keep an eye and now just the speed and rate of the manoeuvres at the same time, of course, the stick going around the cockpit, his eyes and his head is all over the place, tumbling through or watching the scene as if it's gone past it. It takes an awful lot of physical strength and concentration to do this kind of flying. The moment not too much there. Lovely side slipping climb. As again uses a little bit of rudder just to slip the aircraft to one side. And now hanging in there, letting the wheels. Sometimes the aircraft will go slightly gyroscopic, but in this case, running out of airspeed, letting the aircraft descend through the. It is not really exhausting routine to go through. 10 minutes of this is like doing a couple of back-to-back marathons. And if somebody would invite the gentleman to come back onto the beach, please do not go out to sea. Thank you, sir. Okay, back up in the sky. Let's see what's going on up there. Yeah, never goes in a straight line very long. That's a terribly boring thing to do, isn't it? When you're a man of this skill, takes years and years, of course, hours of practicing, and also you have to build up what we call G tolerance, and that is all about being able to withstand the rigors physically of being in the cockpit while carrying out what looks to be perfectly under control. Carving a big sky, so here smoke is very aesthetic in the way it draws lines to see that as a red arrow as well, but it's also a very important safety position, particularly when you're flying formation displays. And now letting it tumble, letting it slide, rolling it through, and now once again upside down, holding that negative G where they move leading consistency, really the amazing ability of this aircraft as well, and the aerofoils and the design, and why the Pitch Special was such an outstanding competitor and remains right up there at the top of the tree in terms of competitive flying, albeit now overtaken by the likes of the Air Connect series of aircraft, as well as the Extra 330 series as well.
Wait, you watch this, mate. That's good.
Unsurprisingly, there's a very... You might be wondering how it managed to fly. Well, even the fuselage there is giving the aircraft a bit of lift. That is able to continue. Entertainment in the sky. Diving in now, high above us. We've got him from the aerodynamic and the windwalking. Yeah, they go up the up, down the up, down, and they do a big style and aplomb, and just yes, it is Kirsten Susan and Emma there riding above the pilots doing their acrobatics as well as going upside down at the same time. I take my hat off to those girls working very, very hard against winds of 150 miles an hour. Well, reputedly, there was a guy called Orma Locklear back in around about 1918 at the end of the war, was trying to fix something on his aircraft as he was flying it, and actually got out of the cockpit to try and mend a part of the airframe, which he managed to do and survive, and that spurred the art of wing walking. Coming in from the left-hand side now. Look at the girls on top. They'll be going through various formations of their own, irrespective of what the two pilots, Dave Barrel at the front, Brian Corns behind him, and there on comes that friendly environmental smoke as well, just looking terrific. And look at the colour schemes as well. And they're great photo opportunities for all you and that one, when you hear that, comes from the big R985 engine driving a huge standard Hamilton propeller. And when all the levers are forward and everything's literally revving flat out, then the tips of those propellers are going almost supersonic.
They're sat down. Yeah. Don't see. Yeah, but they did not lie down.
The girls just casually waving their arms and doing their exercises on little rigs. They're all strapped in, of course, to that rig that later on in the display they will unstrap and move around the top of the wing. So one of the extra powerful engine and propeller. These aircraft are also fitted with an additional pair of ailerons as well that have to turn the aircraft. Oh, look at that great photo opportunity coming out to the girls are lying down. And there's Dave pulling the shot there as they go. Just behind us, absolute photographer's dream world. Against those fantastic colour schemes in the blue sky. Really, really terrific stuff indeed. Well, unsurprisingly, they spend hours practicing this, and the girls do have a little safety strap on, not much though, and it takes a great deal of trust and, of course, a fair bit of courage as well to be doing this. But in the hands of two very accomplished and experienced pilots, very competitive thing as well. If you want to get a job as a wing walker, gosh, that's a tough one to fill. There's the smoke coming on. That's also very good for positioning, to be able to keep an eye on your wingman. As the girls coming by with their swan formation, or the goose as they refer to it on board. And they're just making their changes by hand signals. They're not able to talk to each other. They can't even talk to the pilot. So it's all very rehearsed and practiced at their base. Now, having Gloucestershire at Lincoln, you can go wing walking yourself as well. Many people do it for charity. Just go to aerosuperbatics.com or go wingwalking.com. Either of those will lead you to their site, and a great opportunity. So they're getting a bit of altitude now, just climbing up. The sun picking them up nicely out in the distance there, and of course that means they'll be coming round for a roll or a loop, or maybe the Humpty Dumpty Bumpy ride. Let's drop in and see what they're going to do. And they're driving down, and oh dear, the blood rushes to their heads as they do this. They're going to be pulling up any minute. Will they be rolling or looping? Absolutely magnificent. And it is the job of the wingman there to girls now upside down. You see as they change the formation there, they just swing all the way around on their canvases. And the girls predominantly from a circus or ballerina or dancing or acrobatic background. And as I say, a very competitive slot to fill as well. Very rare. So they advertise for a whole team of them. They run the administration and activities back at base when they're not doing air displays around the country. You hear those propellers there roaring away as they slow the aircraft down. This gives the chance to the girls to reconfigure their positions as well. Oh, just a fantastic sight. Absolutely perfect. Looking good for the Red Arrows as well. What a great evening. Coming back into one called Echelon now. Brian is tucking his aircraft below and to one side. The girls first up on top. And yes, here we go. And I just think this is stream flying. There's something about open cockpits and biplanes that just, I don't know, just such a passion and excitement and thrill. Those years, we're looking back to almost 100 years at the history of these aircraft. Wonderful sight. The girls now changing formation on the top of the wings at the same time. This time in their position they call So the girls moving literally around the top of the wing. A really superb performance by the crews. Again, once again, especially very rehearsed and practiced activity with multiple faint-hearted. And they make it look easy, don't they? Just the girls literally use aircraft flying between 100 and 150 miles an hour. And that's just giving your outside of the car window during that time. Yes, it's very hard way to do physically, but they drop back into the cockpit. And with the agility of the girls there with the other leg literally reaching to the sky. So towards the end of the routine they have to step down completely from the harnesses. That is the only way, of course, to get them safely back to base. It would be a pretty unpleasant journey to have to stay up on the wing for the whole trip, that's for sure. I once was up at Renton myself working with the owner up there, Vic Norman, on a fundraising charity show when he decided to take Richard Hammond from Top Gear for a flight. And then just as he got airborne, an enormous rainstorm came upon us, and it was hugely amusing for most of us except for Richard Hammond, who got off the top of the wing absolutely like a drowned rat. So you can do it as well, but always choose a sunny day if you can. And now here they come. Give them a massive wave by left to right. The girls. I don't know if we can another 5 miles an hour after switching. And red, white and blue. Red one pulls them off on his start and indeed starts to show forward. As I said, you say 6 and 7 moving inside, red 8 and 9 collapsing. The 4 more rooms and red side. You see red 8 and 9 move left and right. Red one coming in from the right. The smoke will come on in the 9 Arrow presents. The race champion once again. It's the 2025 Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team, the Red Arrows. On the right hand side of red 1 is red 2, flight attendant Rob Thomas. Rob is in his first year of the team. Uniquely he was technical training and made straight into an instructor on the Hawk. Before then completing his own training and joining the DX Tornado team. I correct myself, he joined the You'll now see that centre section move forward. It's actually the wings moving rearwards for display one of the widest shapes that we fly in 2025. From the left hand side, this is the Swan. Once again, red one pulls off at over 400 miles per hour. Still next to these at the pilot, losing information. However, to show how quickly they are now change formation from front into triple. Yeah, that's reaching a height of over 5,500 to 6,000 feet. The aircraft flows to approximately 120 miles per hour. The aircraft a lot less responsive. Now the speed increases 200, 300, back to that 400 miles per hour before red one brings them around to the left. You'll now see the 2, 3, 4 and 5 move up, red 8 and 9 sitting clear of the centre section move forward. To form one of the most iconic sets in aviation history, the team continues coming to from left to the right. The smoke will come on for the concourse. On the left hand side, that first side is red 3. Uniquely, he's leading the United States Marine Corps in the European changing them over in the US. Before they come back to the UK, they take his own training, and it's the first time in their lives to fly the UK's 5th generation fighter, the F-35B. We're now seeing the 2 and 3 move over the rear section from a Delta intake. 2025 celebrates 20 years of the Typhoon deflecting and is celebrating of such a milestone from the right. This is Typhoon! At the back of that formation on the right hand side is red 4, studying at Chris McCann. He's working extremely hard at the back there. It's because he's having to look through the entire formation at red 1. If you take all our formation messages from red 1 and not necessarily the aircraft that's immediately on the inside of you. Chris. There are 11 pilots on the red arrows. You've got red 129 displaying first. over up there. And you also see the F1 level bar change with the Royal Australian Airport. Red 8 to 9 move left and right, then 67 split behind the main formation. There's a fantastic opportunity to get a fantastic picture of the team, so make sure you get your cameras ready. Red 1 continues to bring them around to the left for the colourful Big Biplane. Red 8 to 9, roll over, 8 to 9, roll around formation. What was your change? Red 1 brings them down the line. Second half. So once again the smoke comes on. In our world famous Diamond 9 is the 2025 Red Arrow. As we go into the second half, this is a more heart-pumping, jaw-dropping, fast-paced part of the show. We start it here for 5-4-3. In the second half, the operating team is going to take things off to the left-hand side. We've got Red 125, known as Enid. Named after Enid Blyton's famous 5. Off to the right-hand side, you've got 6, 7, 8 and 9, that's known as Hannah. Named after squad leader Ray Hannah. He's one of the first members of the Red Arrows. He was the team leader to lead the team for 4 years. He took the team from a 7 to a 9 triple form on world famous Diamond 9. Later, the boys and girls, Enid from the left, Hannah from the right, for the 5-4 clock. Number 5, roll goes, he goes around the smoke of Enid in the twister. Red 5 is fighting Justy Wales, known as Justy. He is in his second year on the team. He's a former coach the smoke comes on, Red 89 roll around finger pair. Once again, get your cameras ready for the Hannah break. Red 68 That's coming of Tom Hampton. Tom's been third and final year in the team.
Where's the other side? They're going to come. There they are.
And it's also the assistant of the single flying top. Each man allowed right down to the bottom, 100 feet on the sea. It's one speed over 900 miles per hour in the Hannah Pass. be a 4-point roll. Paul Jones, the call from red 6 to our right, and red 6 to our right, and red 7 to the left. Not coming up. Red 7 to the left. Right against George Hodder. George will again, he's taking control of the lady Sutter on the corner. Before making a George like you ball. He's there back now, rolling it right way up to the point of the arena. Goal, the Biplane. Intercept now, turn hard towards the Look to your right-hand side, you've got English running back in the white smoke on trail. Get down from red one, he's bolting in there between. Coming in from the left-hand side is red 9, that's over 500 miles per hour. Number 4, Ricky. Look directly to your front, you're looking for the Cinco car once again, making their way back towards the display area. The smoke comes on for the world famous Synchro Heart. Somebody from the top right is the empty speed heart. And it's still pilot 45 year in the team, and the Riders let's dedicate today's heart in the memory of Richard Connie. As the Cinco car move will drop directly to your left, English joined by red 8 and 9. 8 and 9 roll goes, red 8 and 9 roll around the smoke in the corkscrew. I don't think have to lose the team. Keep looking to your left, keep looking to your right, you're looking to the finger there again. Red 6 from the left, red 7 from the left. We can't off with the ball barrel. Passing it in, wins it, 30 inches, only 100 feet in this circuit. Red 7 off to our left-hand side, keep an eye on red 6 until he has the distance to complete the manoeuvre towards the circuit. Smoking trail. As red one flies a barrel roll in the sky, leaving a snake-like smoke trail in the sky in a manoeuvre simply called the Serpent. Now red, white and blue is only capable due to the smoke pod in the belly of the airplane. That smoke pod is capable of producing approximately 5 minutes of white smoke, 1 minute of red smoke and 1 minute of blue smoke, with each of the smoke colours having their own individual button on the pilot's control column. Red 2, 3, 4 and 5 who look alongside red 1, they're looking 90 degrees along the shoulder line, pull up to 4G. Very hard manoeuvre to maintain in the tango. Look to your right, look to your left. Red 6 and 9 from the left, red 7 and 8 from the right. In the creative by noon manoeuvres for 2025, this is Chainsaw. Red 6 and 9 in there, look to 30 seconds. Here's the hard conversing and now roll the correct way up the thing, and then the team keep on the team. All the way ahead now rushing to their feet, while keeping an eye on 7 and 8 to our left hand side, completing the maneuver, Chainsaw. Look to your left hand side, you can see the nose light once again of Enid coming back into the display area. 2 and 3, roll, there we go, roll to the outside. There go, it's 4 and 5, roll to the outside. In the hardest maneuvers, driving the pilot to master and kill. This is 3 balls.
Ahead.
As Enid leans to the right hand side, let's go right into the front, to the smoke trail of Hannah once again. 8 and 9, red blue, come on, they roll around the smoke of red 6 in the second on new manoeuvres for 2025. Major and boys and girls, got the cameras ready. We can see 6, we can see 8, we can see 9. Hiding in the smoke of red 6 is red 7 in a manoeuvre called the Tempest. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Sidmouth, it's been an honour and a pleasure. Please put your hands together for the 2025 Royal Air Force Air Majesty Victory!